Hey guys, Jack Calloway here with a Wooden Railway review of Sodor's own Caroline. Now today, I'm just gonna basically be showing you Caroline, which I was able to get off of eBay from a nice seller that you should look him up. I'm not sure if that's possible though, but his name was Silly Toy Sales. I mean, that was the name of his store, but you know. You should look that store up because there's a lot of cool, awesome Thomas items there. Not just trains and road vehicles, but also tracks and destinations and a lot of really awesome stuff. So you should really look them up. Okay, now let's get back down to business. Here we have what I think is the newest edition of Caroline. Basically, from the character we all know from the series, she hasn't appeared too often, and after about the 5th series, I think she got discontinued. But basically, you know, this is the latest model that I was able to get. It is let me see if you can probably maybe not see that. Yeah, I was guessing that you probably couldn't because of the terrible lighting, but that should say 2003. I mean, that's at least what it says. I'm not sure if it might be a year later or earlier of a model, but you know, this model was originally I won this off of eBay for $4 and 26 cents. And not too many people were bidding on it, surprisingly. And I thought that this would really go up in prices because Caroline is just that much of a really rare character. And you know, so I don't really know exactly in what set or if Caroline was sold individually when she first came out in the Wooden Railway line, but she's a very cool character. I mean, you have the basic old style vintage cab and you know, the road wheels and the classic Caroline's name imprinted on her door. Same goes for the other side, Caroline, and the classic white roof. And I must say, you know, for an item that has been listed under the youth section, this is actually pretty impressive. I mean, you know, this is one of one of Learning Curve's old items, so you know you can really expect it to be enhanced with a lot of unique detail that you just don't find in Thomas items nowadays. And you have the basic face right here, her like shy and somewhat nervous expression, as she always does have. And in the series, well, she just comes off as a very shy and nervous a character, and really whatever challenge that she goes up for, she considers herself to not be able to make it because she thinks it will be impossible for her to achieve without breaking down. Now, you might consider Caroline to be I wouldn't say weak, but a bit just a bit slower than the rest of the roadway vehicles, but she does her best, and you know that's what was able to get, you know, all of the passengers on time whenever she's had any. And let me just go in brief detail of let me go in detail about the detail of Caroline here. You can see her classic name on the bottom right there, Caroline, and her bottom mainframe is made up of plastic, and her wheels, just like any other regular Thomas wheel, of the same plastic material. And also her face, now that's a little bit unique because her face is sort of made up of like the radiator and engine that you would normally see on a car, versus where a Thomas engine would usually have a face sticking out on the front of the smokestack. But yeah, that's just the uniqueness about Caroline that you know, I guess that really a lot of people really appreciate about her. the rest of the body is, of course, made of wood. Otherwise, I don't think they would have advertised this as wooden railway. Although we do know about the scandalous thing that is happening today, where plastic is really starting to take over the wooden railway feel, though. I mean, a little plastic is okay, but you know, you might as well call it Trackmaster if you're gonna, you know, rid the whole thing of just plastic and no wood. But this is a very nice model. I mean, it runs well. You know, it has some very nice paint. I wasn't able to see any chips or anything. The only thing that kind of did disappoint me, though, was, well, as I mentioned earlier, this was in pretty good condition, but up until the point where I had just received the package of Caroline, and I just opened her up, I don't know if you can see that, but her wheels are, like, split in half somehow. I don't know why the seller would just, I mean, it wasn't listed on the description, so I don't know why he would just sell me an engine like that. But, you know, all in all, it wasn't too bad. I don't feel, you know, too ripped off. I feel kind of deceived, but, you know, it's still a good model, and you can see it's almost really, like, basically cut in the center of the wheel. I have no idea how that happened. I mean, really, what terrible thing would you have to do to a Thomas train to have the wheels split apart? And, you know, it's not only just that wheel, it's also, this wheel too. You can see the same, sorry, I don't know if you can hear that, but I think a car alarm just went off. I'm sorry if you can hear that. So here's the other damage of the wheel that you can see right here. And same goes for here, except it's not as much damage. But all in all, it's really not that bad. And here you have the lone tire in the back, which has that little magnet that all of the Thomas engines should have. Although for the purpose of shaping and on the plastic, they decided to reduce that the magnet and just make it like a little bit smaller than the rest of the models. And so, you know, really nice paint, really nice detail. I mean, I love the combination of white, red, black, and yellow. And, yeah, this is basically just a very cool model. I mean, I really loved, playing with this all the time around my wooden playset. And, you know, you can expect her to see later on in my Wooden Railway series. And so far off, you know, I'd just like to thank, Super Mario Fan 1 for being, at least I think that's what his channel name is. Forgive me if I'm mistaking his name, but basically he was my first subscriber, and that's what inspired me to make this video. And I'd also like to thank Jack from Sir Topham Hatt 291 for giving me a helpful suggestion on what I should do in order to gain more Thomas Wooden Railway items. And yeah, that basically where I end off, and thank you all for watching. This is so far my first real YouTube Thomas video, and you can expect to see a lot more in the near future. Okay, so everybody, from me and Caroline here, this is Jack Calloway and Caroline signing off. Goodbye.